All right, so yesterday we covered quite a lot on PowerPoint. Covered basically everything that has to do with the insert tab. Talked about it. So we've talked about adding new slides. Talked about tables, pictures, screenshots, photo albums, the shapes. We've covered like pretty much everything under here, right? Those of you who have just joined, if you have any issue, just um alert me and then we can look at that. Any questions from yesterday? Any concerns? What you didn't understand? Then let me know. All right. But if you understood everything, we're going to continue with our the next few tabs. We're going to take a look at the draw tab, the design tab, and the transitions and animations. Then, if we are able to do that before time, we'll get started with Excel. All right. So, without further ado, I'm just going to start with the draw tab. And the draw tab, it basically contains tools that you need to do any form of drawing. If you want to do sketches with your mouse, it has everything that you need. Okay, from a selector tool to a lasso select tool, from erasers to pencils of different colors, and you're able to customize each of these. Okay, and so I'm just going to demonstrate. I'm not an artist. I'm very terrible at these things, so I'm just going to show you each of them just one by one and as quick as possible so that we can move on. And if you are someone who is good with drawing, you should be able to use it to do your own things. All right. So this allows you to select the items that you've drawn. Okay. And so if I were to select the pencil, and then let's say I want to draw a human body, right? I think that's how we used to do it. Right. Let's assume that this is yeah. Well, I guess that's it. All right. So assuming that this is my drawing, right? And then I want to select it. I can basically use the what? The select icon here, which is like which is similar to our mouse pointer. Just click on it. It allows you to select points that you've drawn. Okay, circle here. These basically it gives you the chance to select. You can basically move them around. You see, that's what it's used for. And so when you're drawing or when you're doing like editing, most of the time these things are necessary. Sometimes you mistakenly placed something somewhere and you want to replace it so that it actually what aligns properly. This is how you do that. You do it with the what with the select tool here. Now we also have a lasso select. This one allows you to also do a form of selection, but with that one, how do I demonstrate this? Basically, it gives you the chance to select a um, larger portions of your your drawing. Let me put it that way. And so in Photoshop, I don't know if you are used to Photoshop or not, but in Photoshop, we have a similar tool called lasso select in Photoshop, which also does basically the same thing. Okay, it basically gives you the chance to select objects that you've highlighted or that you've drawn across. Then you can just move them around. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. Just going to remove that. And then we have the our eraser. We all know what an eraser is used for, right? I can use that to clean the nose of my drawing. If there was an issue here, I can just use that to take it out. But you see that this is taking out all like the complete lines that I've done. Okay, I don't want to do that. I want to just clean out that little that top part of the drawing. Okay, how do I do that? You come down to the drop down menu and you select what? A point eraser. Select point eraser, you're able to what? Erase certain portions of whatever you drew, right? Instead of just taking out the whole thing, you can actually do this. So it has options. We have segment eraser, we have the point eraser, and we have the stroke eraser. Okay. We have pencils. And the pencil is what I've been using so far. The pencil too has customizations. You can change the color of your pencil. You can change the thickness, how hard you want it to be. So I selected this. I go and then I start drawing. You see that this is way different from what I was doing earlier, what I was using earlier, right? Uh-huh. So you can basically customize how thick you want it to be. You can change the color, and then you have something like this, right? So it has a lot of things. You can look for more colors if you want. I'm not interested in that. This allows you to do custom color selection. Okay, right. I'm going to close that. So the same thing applies to the other pencils. You can basically use them. It all comes with what? Different colors blending. Okay, so you're able to use whichever one you want, and each of them comes with what? The customizations of both color and thickness. So you have different pencils for your use at any point in time. Okay, so in case you took out any of this, you can basically bring it back, or you can add more pencils. Basically, if I took out any of the pencils, I can just add it back using the add button. Right. So that's about it. We have the ruler. The ruler basically allows you to insert a ruler, a long ruler, a rule into your drawing to help you do your proper measurements. So something like this. Then you can now draw along what? Along the line instead of drawing around like a crazy person, like the way I was doing. Okay. So this allows me to draw what? A straight line if I wanted to. Okay. That's the use of it. Links to shapes. So you can customize a lot of these things. And I will encourage that you actually explore this on your own. As I said, I'm not going to be using the drawing to do any useful thing at all because this is not our focus for today. So just gonna go back and I take out everything. All right. So let's go to our design tab. What does the design tab do? The design tab contains what? Templates. Design templates that that comes with PowerPoint. Basically giving you the chance to do what? To design your slides. Make it look nice compared to the black and white that we have. So if I wanted to use a theme, I could just select this one. Right? And then once I do that, I can start just right, right, that up. The design tab allows us to what? To do designs without the need to struggle around, adding our own custom backgrounds and things into your what? To the slides. It's a quicker way of getting started with your own um, PowerPoint presentation. Okay. Now, when you're using these designs, apart from just inheriting all the colors, if you go and add any new slide, it's actually going to continue to use that. Okay. And so someone might ask, well, what if I don't want to use this color? I want to change it. Remember, yes, we talked about changing the background. Okay. You can actually do that here and just change the background. So currently this is on what? Picture texture. picture or texture field. So if I want to use, let me pick a gradient color. The last time we used a gradient color, right? We don't want that. Let's pick. So this is our new color. This is the previous color, right? If you want to apply this to all your your slides, you can just click on apply all. I think we've talked about this a lot, so I don't really need to put much effort on that anymore. All right. So basically, that's all about the templates. There are a lot of them in there. You can pick whichever one you want. If you are connected to the internet, you can browse for more themes, but you can also download. And so, um, did I mention that you can actually download some themes online? Like I think I mentioned that yesterday, right? Or I didn't talk about themes and templates. Like I'm sure I mentioned that there are some people who design like PowerPoint themes and templates, and then they sell it online. Okay, and so that could be your job. You could make it your job, design templates, make it look nice, put it out online, and then sell it, and people will buy. And so, in case you download a template or you buy a template and then you want to use it, you can just import it here, okay, from your computer. Just go, where was it? Yeah, just go here, browse themes, select it from your computer, and then that's all. But once, let's go to Microsoft. I want to see if I can pick out the. I think Microsoft has their own free templates that you can use. Network is a bit slow, so all right. So if you go to their um their online version of the Office, you can actually pick out some of these nice templates. Okay. So the ones that are here, there are a lot. So you can just pick any of them and then you use it. I wanted to use this. Just select it. Really thought I was going to be able to download that, but it seems I won't. But I could just download it as a PowerPoint and then customize it in my export, and then I will just download. Download ODP, download a copy. There we go. Right. So let's open that up. So you can see that this is a template that we've downloaded. Right. Now I can just customize this, match whatever I want to use. Isn't this nice? This is way nicer than what me and you could have done. Right. And so somebody designed this. Right. So we could just customize this. I'm going to, what presentation are we doing? All right, let's say, whoa, you protected. Hmm. All right, so let's see, getting started PowerPoint, right? Invented by, hey, that's my first slide. Just gonna move this up. Okay. Let's see here. What's today's agenda? We are going to, let me make this bullet points. So if you notice in here, the person is just using like images or icons, and this looks like SVG icons, just images that they've embedded, and they just have what the text on them onto them. So if you remember, in our previous sessions, I've talked about how to use an image as your what, as your what do we call it? As your presentation, as your slide here. Okay, the last time I showed you how to use a picture in the photo album to make a slide. So if you put a light, good design as your slide, you can actually put some text on top of it, make it look nice like this. Okay. And if you look at this, this is basically what the person have done, because they have the image as a slide, then they have what? Just two text widgets on top of it. And because this image that they have used is light, it has a light background, they are able to put the text there and it looks nice. Okay. And so if you have good images or good designs that are just pictures, you can use it as a baseline, or yeah, as a baseline for your template. And then you can basically create good presentations out of it. Basically, that's how it is. Okay. So what's our presentation strategy for today, or our agenda today? We want to what? we want to learn about drawing icons, drawing items, maybe. Then we are going to learn about designs. Then we will learn about what? Transitions and animations, right? Now we'll move to Excel. So let's say that's it. So you can basically customize this to look however you want. Okay. So this is how we use templates. You can basically grab one from online, or when you are starting your PowerPoint, you you go to here, you want to start, you can just look for more teams here. You can just pick any of the teams that you have here. You can use them, right? Most of the time, you have to be connected to the internet before you can be able to use it. So that's something to keep in mind when you are looking for a good team. All right, close that. So let's say that this is my presentation. Okay, now I want us to take a look at I want us to take a look at the next tab, which is our presentations, our transitions. Right. So I want us to take a look at transitions. Transitions basically gives you the chance to animate your PowerPoint slides. What do I mean by that? When you are presenting, you want to make your presentation lively. You want to keep the audience engaged. What do you do? Sometimes it's good to put in some animations, especially if your audience are let's say young or children. Okay, sometimes keeping these animations can actually help them to focus. All right. So how do we do that? You basically select the slide that you want to animate. In this case, my first slide is highlighted. Then go to transitions. Then you select any of the what animations listed here. You can pick morph. It will give you a preview of it once you select it. If I choose fade, if I choose push up, you see something like this, right? Good. Then you select the next slide. Now, one thing you should notice that anytime you open up your presentation, you see this star here, the star here, right? It basically means that transitions have been added to that particular slide. The ones that you don't have the star attached to them hasn't transition hasn't been attached to that particular slide yet, so you don't have it there. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. All right. So let's see what should I use for this one? Random bars. I'm going to use this for this. Let's go. I'm just going to select the transitions at random. Then we'll go into presentation mode so that you see it in person. All right. So just a second. Let me go through that. So there are a lot of them. I'll, I'll explain to you what they do once we go through, and then we all see how each of them work. Okay. Peel off too much. Mm. All right. So I finished attaching all my transitions. I've finished attaching the transitions to all my slides. So what do I do? I'm basically going to go into presentation mode. Okay. Now we know that if we want to go to presentation mode, we can click on what? This, right? And it will go there. or depending on the version of your PowerPoint, you can just press F5. Okay, press F5, it will send you to presentation mode. Then, if you want to navigate through your what? Your presentation, use the arrow keys. Alright, use the arrow keys or bring your mouse to the right side and click. If you want to go to the right side, if you want to go to the left side, send your mouse to the left side and click to send you backward. But it's a lot easier to just work with the arrow keys. So I'm just going to use that to navigate. So you can see that as I continue to navigate, each of the transitions has been applied to our PowerPoint slides, right? And anytime I press to move forward, see what all those transitions being applied. Okay. So this one is the origami. This is the origami, okay? This is a vortex. So that's all about our presentation. We are done. We are done with the transitions like that. So if you select vortex, vortex basically shatters all your slide, puts it into pieces and then just animates it. Then we have origami here, which basically makes it into an origami, makes it fly away. We have airplane here. And so there are a lot of them. We have a peel off, which basically peels off and change it to something else. Once you select the slide and you want to change the animation, you can just select it. You can change it to any of the transitions that you want. Here we have the crash, which basically crashes your slide. We have the wind. So there are quite a lot of effects. The best way is to just do it by yourself. See what each of the items in the transitions do to your what? Your slide. Then you get to understand how exactly each of them work. Okay. All right. So yeah, Khadija.
Okay. So, like, if you want to apply one animation to all of the slides, will you highlight all of them before you put in the transition, or like you just select one animation, then you apply it on all of the slides? I don't know whether you understand my question.
But why do you want to use only one transition to all your distance?
It's just a question.
It's just a question.
It's just a question.
Well, let's see. You can highlight all your slides by clicking on the first one like this and press Ctrl A. Okay. Once you do that, then you select any of this, and that's it. Each of them will what? Will have that thing. Each of them will be using the one that you selected. So you can do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
So if you want to use one transition to all your slides, just highlight all of it with Control A. Just make sure that you click on any of them, then click on Control and A to highlight it all. You can see that they have been highlighted. Then
Okay.
you go to transition, just select any of the transitions that you want. That's it. Anytime you
Um,
anytime you go into a slide, it will basically be using that transition. So that's it.
okay.
Any other concern?
No, for now.
All right. So that's all about transitions. Now, apart from just selecting a transition, there are options that you could actually use, and we have sounds that you can add to it. Well, we have sounds you can add. We have duration. Basically, you want to tell PowerPoint when I'm on this slide, okay, and this is to happen. I want you to make this sound. That's when you select the sound. Or when I'm on this slide, I want this transition, I want it to last for this number of what? Seconds. Okay. So you apply the duration, you apply the sound, and once you do that, when you're on that particular slide, the sound will what? Will play. So let me just show you. This is shared. Which one should we use? Right. I'm going to increase this to yes. Let's make it one. All right. So I'm going to go into again. Can you hear the sound? But if I'm moving to the other slides, you'll not hear it because I didn't add the sound to it. But if I'm here, I go back. There we go. See that, right? So you're able to customize how long it will last and then the sound. Okay, so you want it to be an applause. You can do that. I'm going to present from this slide. So you might want to use the applause when you are on your last slide, right? You want to have the thank you there, right? The applause. I think that will go hand in hand. So that's about what transitions, sounds, and then the duration of the sound. Now, what you could do is you could actually apply a single sound to all your distance, to all your transitions. Khadija, in case you want to ask again, you can do that. All right. So that's about it. Now, currently, you notice that our transitions it only happens when we are on that particular slide. Like when I click on the arrow key to what to go to the next slide, that's when that's when the transition will play. You could actually change this by what toggling this and then change it to after. Basically, after means what? After you have visited the slide, then you now want the transitions what to be applied. Okay, so I come here, take this out. You see something. So this will play after the what? The transition. All right. So covered that. Covered like everything under the transition. You can go through it at your own time. You can pick out any of the transitions, play around with it, and then basically test it out yourself. Use it on your presentations to make it more lively. Okay. So that's that. I'm returning everything back to normal. Now let's talk about animations. Now, what are animations? And how is it different from transitions? Animations allow you to what? To apply should I say transitions, but they also allow you to animate pieces of what elements on your PowerPoint slide. So for instance, right now the transitions that we applied, they only animate the what the whole slide, right? But what if you want to animate this text? What if you want to animate this text? What if you want to animate this any other image that you have on your slide? How do you do that? Okay, whoa, PowerPoint is messing with me. So what if I want to what? To animate this or this? Okay. How will I go about it? What if I just want to animate this instead of applying animation to the whole slide? How do you go about it? That's when you use what? Animations. Animations are good with this. They allow you to what? To animate each of the widgets that we have here. Whether it's a picture, image, text, whatever it is. As far as it's on your slide, you can animate it. Okay. So if I wanted this piece of text, if I wanted it to fly in, okay, I could just highlight it. Just highlight the text or the widget, go to animations, and select any of the animation that you want, right? And the animation has been applied. Now, what have you noticed? You see that this a number one has been added to it. Okay, this is to signify that animation has been what attached to that particular text. So if I go here and I go to say, let's swipe, let's guess what animation number two. Okay, so let's just apply a few animations to our text. Oh, right. Let's apply the last one. I don't want to spend time just going through these things. Since you can basically practice them for yourself, it'll be best if you do that instead of me having to go through each of them one by one for you. Cool. So that's about that. Now, if I go into presentation mode, start playing, you notice that my text, there's nothing here. It's my what? My first slide, okay. But if I click, the text slides in. If I click again, the second one comes in. Or if I try to go forward, I try to use the arrow key to go forward, it will animate the next text. I try to move forward, it will start animating them. So we have both our transitions and our animations. But that's one caveat with this animation when you are starting it out. Okay. Basically, if you are doing the animation and you select that the animation should be done on the click of a mouse, that's what is going to happen. When you go into presentation mode, the text will not be there. Until you try to move to the next one, that's when you try to click. That's when the what? The text will appear and then the animation will be applied. How do we change this? Let's go back. We select our text or our widget. We come here, see on click, we're going to change it to what? With previous. Okay. With previous, we'll change this to with previous. I want you to see the difference. I'm going to leave the other ones like they are, and I'm going to go back to my presentation mode. Let's go. So are we seeing anything different? So you observe that the animation has been applied with the previous slide, but this is our first slide, so we are not actually seeing anything useful. Okay, so we're going to leave this with on click. I'll leave this on click. I'll go to my second slide. I'll make this one. I'll make this one on with previous. Let's make it after the previous animation instead, so that we'll see the difference. For here, I'll make this with previous. I want us to see the difference between the with previous and then the after previous. So our third slide has with previous, our second slide has what? After previous. Okay. All right, so let's go to presentation mode. And our first slide has what? On click. You can see that we have on click here. Go back to presentation mode. Remember on click, we always have to try to move forward before the text will appear. And so you see that this one starts animating immediately. I don't need to try to move forward before it what? It starts to what? To animate it. Once you're on the slide, it will start animating. You can now move forward and it won't interfere with your what? With your presentation. Now with the third one, you see that immediately I come in, it start animating, right? That's the difference. You have to notice that. When with the third one where we have with previous, when I try to when I go on to what that slide, it immediately starts what animating. Okay, unlike this one too will animate, but it doesn't require me to click. But this one with the on click, unless you try to move forward before it's what start animating. So let me show you one more time. This is our first slide. When we go into presentation mode, nothing comes out. Our text that has animations will not show until we try to move forward. So unless I try to go to the next slide, then I'll see that the text will what will pop up. Try to go again, the second one will pop up. But with previous, it starts what animating with the previous transition. So immediately I'm on the what slide, it will start going on. All right, and we go to the next one, and this one's to immediately what animates. So you most likely want to use what then with previous and after previous when you are not on your what your first slide. Okay, because the first slide there's no previous what there's no previous animation, right? So that's the difference. And of course, this one you can change the duration, how long you want the animation to take place. Like if you want to delay it, you can delay it. There are a lot of customization you can do here. Okay, you have the triggers, you have the animation panel, and so once the animation on each slide is numbered. Okay, this is our number one, animation number two. If I go to my second slide, it also has animations that are numbered. If I go to number three, the animations are also numbered. Keep that in mind. It could be zero, it could be one. But anytime you see either zero or one attached to what an element on your slide, it basically means that that element has animations attached to it. So keep that in mind when you are doing animations or when you open up some slide and you see that it has these numbers and just know that no some animations have been applied to some of the elements. So you know what you are doing when you are going to present. Now, what happens if I want to take out an animation, right? Well, I'll just highlight the text, go to animations and turn it off with none. I just click on none here. All right, so that's about that. You can turn off any of the animations by just clicking on what none. Okay, the same thing applies to the transitions. When you want to take out a transition from an element, just go and click on none. You select it, click on none, it will take out the transition. So if I want to turn off all the transitions, just highlight it and then turn it off, right? So that's about that. Any questions, any issues? Let's hear your concerns. Khadija, are you trying to say something?
No, yeah, the network was distracting, so I didn't hear the last part of what you did.
I was talking about removing the transitions and animations.
Okay.
If you want to remove a transition or animation, simply select the, let's say there's animation to this text currently there. So if there's an animation, just select it, go to animations, and then you select none. Uh,
Ah, okay.
so like right now, this one there's animation. You can see that there's one attached to it. So
Yes.
just highlight it, go to my animation, I'll click on none, and the one is vanished, which means that the animation two has vanished. That's how you do it. And so the same thing applies to the transitions. If you want to turn off the transitions, just highlight the slide that you want to take it off. Then go to transitions and select on none. If you want to turn off for all your slides and you don't want to do it manually, just click, do Control A to highlight everything and just click on none. To turn off all the transitions for you. So that's about that. So go here, turn it off. That's it. I basically turned off all my animations. So any concerns? You understand now?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
So covered transitions and animations. Now let's look at slideshow. Basically, this tab allows you to go into presentation mode. You want to start from the beginning, if you want to start from the current slide. So let's say that you were on this slide, slide number three. You want to start presenting and you want to start immediately from number three. You just go to slideshow, click on what? From the current slide, immediately it will start what presenting from the current slide. So that's how you do that. You can do it with Shift F5. Want. You can also start from the beginning, which is always F5. All right. So that's about that. So you can use the custom slideshow to just customize how you want the slides to be shown. Mostly it's usually shown in the order that you are it is seen, okay, from slide one to the last one. But in case you want to do it differently, don't want to basically move around the slide, when you have to go into presentation mode, you can customize how it will be seen. Okay, basically you want to start from number four, with the number one, make number three, number two, right? That order. And so if I go into present, see that number four and number two becomes the only one that I show. I cannot go beyond that. This one allows you to do custom what? Slideshow basically. I don't want to have that. I'm going to delete it. So that's about custom slideshow. You can also record your slides. I think we talked about video recording and screen recording yesterday. Similar to this one. Basically allowing you to record the process of your presentation. You're able to do that, turn it into a video, and then you can export it out. So if you want to start recording from the current slide or from the beginning, just do that. And do that, click on record, it'll start recording. But I don't actually want to do that. I'm gonna close it. You can also use your camera and then your microphone. I'm going to stop recording. Now I can just replay that. So you see that, right? It basically allows you to record your presentation process. You can I did not permit my PowerPoint to access my camera. Like it will, you'll actually see me, and like my camera would have shown around here. You'll see me doing the presentation. This will be useful sometimes when you want to do recording of your own presentation and to just put it out online or somewhere or share it with someone. You can do that in PowerPoint. That's a lot of these recording tools by default, and so it really helps. Okay, so I don't want to waste too much time. We basically covered quite a lot. We've already talked about the recording. We've talked about screenshots. We've talked about screen recording videos, like putting video on your slide. We've talked about recording your own audio and then putting an audio on your slide. All those things we've talked about them. You can export your slide to a video, you can save your slideshow. Okay. So we've basically covered the basic things that you need to know in PowerPoint. Right? We'll not be touching reviews. I spoke a little about it yesterday, but we'll not be talking about that. Yes.
So I don't know whether you've already talked about like numbering the slides because the first day I couldn't join. So I don't know whether you've talked about that again. Inserting numbers on
Certain,
the slide.
in certain numbers on the
Numbers.
slide.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Uh-huh, okay.
Talked about
Alright.
the header and the footer and how you can put your slide numbers at the right side. You can see that even our template has some slide numbers to it. We covered those things. It's in the YouTube video in case you haven't been able to, you are not able to join us and you have the time,
Okay.
you can check it out there. But you can see that this slide has numbers. So yeah, we've covered those things already. We do that using the headers and footers. Any other concerns because our time is almost upon us. We'll not be covering the reviews, but I spoke a little bit about comments, so I'm not going to touch on that. Translations, you rarely use that, but it's useful when you are working with international, like if you are working with people who do not use English or who do not use English in their work. Okay, that's about that. The view tab allows you to do a lot of customization on how the whole slide will look. You can customize the slide master. This one is very important, but it's advanced PowerPoint presentation. Basically giving you the chance to customize, to make your own custom what slide structure. Okay, this is useful when you start to learn how to create your own PowerPoint slide template. Okay, so you learn how to work with the slide masters, giving you a lot of like flexibility on how you can edit, structure your elements in the what the presentation. We're not going to cover that. It's a lot. Okay, and I want us to just get started with the Excel today so that we can finish it up on our next meeting so that the next session can start and we can continue from there. So yeah, any question from Microsoft Word to PowerPoint? I'm ready to answer your issues if you have them. Any issues? No issues. Okay. Am I moving too fast, too slow? I can pick up the pace on the Excel.
Sani Khadija,
Yeah,
you
I'm
asked a
around.
question. You asked a question, and Sarah was answering it, and you said if you want to remove the animations for all of the slides, you just press Control A, right?
Mm, yes.
I want to ask you, oh, What is Control A?
Control A, highlights or or what? Is it
Hmm?
not highlights or highlights all the slides?
Okay. That's for select all. Say,
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Flair,
Yes, sir.
please, if you are doing it, you are mentioning the shortcuts. Some of them you tell what they are used for.
In fact, thank you.
Because because I heard you mentioning some of the shortcuts, and some will
Yes,
not
yes.
even know what they are actually used for.
Yeah. All right. All
Or
right.
what they do.
That's okay. I guess
And
I'll.
if you say Control A, if the person can press Control and A, you say
But
Control O.
that particular shortcut is it used um only here or any other
No,
place?
anywhere,
Uh-huh. Okay.
anywhere.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can even
So
use it.
say over to you.
You can even use it in VS Code.
Okay.
So say over to you.
All right.
Me, I'm
But
hiding again.
all right. No problem. Thank you. So we've covered a lot of things. And since there are concerns about us starting the Excel, let's just do a little recap on our what do we call it? Our Microsoft Word and then the PowerPoint. Okay, and maybe we can officially start everything on Monday. Did I say Monday? Next week. So we've talked about a lot of things. As for the PowerPoint, I believe that you like if you follow through with the session, if you are following through very well, you shouldn't have any issue with creating your own PowerPoint by now. Because I've basically covered all the basics that you need from creating your own slides, adjusting any of the elements to what basically animating them and doing your presentation. It's it's not too much to ask. So I think you guys get it. Okay. So we've covered everything here, and like I can't believe that you are telling me that you don't have questions. So Snyder, when is the assignments coming up?
Please, some of us say it's not like we don't have questions, but the practicals we are not able to carry on. I My laptop screen is paused, so I'm just following in case I repair it, then
So who else is
I can do the practicals.
having laptop issues?
I have Chromebook, but I'm finding it difficult using it because you have to always be connected to the internet.
Yeah, and with the Chromebooks, you would have benefit from the Google Docs.
Yes, yes,
Well, Chromebook is basically like Google Docs on steroids.
yes.
So also you shouldn't even have problem. The Google Docs is a lot easier, and it has the same features as the Microsoft Office, so you should not have the problem. And yesterday you didn't come early because we even talked about creating slides with Google Docs. But since
You
you
see, but is it part of the YouTube videos?
no, I didn't record it. It was for those who came early.
Ah, you see, then you have to take me through that.
You didn't come early, so
Ah,
They said then you have to take me and this one they have to teach me and Khadija because myself I
uh-huh.
wasn't there totally.
In fact,
hmm, well, that's okay. So maybe with the little time we have, let's take a look at the Google slides. By the,
okay,
by the time we are done, it will be 9:30 so that we can close for the day.
all right.
Or we should let those who did not come. We should just leave them. And those who came early will decide because they were the ones. that bad.
Even our boss woman is not around.
But she came and
So
she left for something. So
mm,
so those of you who were there yesterday, should we take them through or we should leave them?
Leave them.
oh
Take them through. Take them through.
Leave them.
thank you.
Take them through.
Thank you.
Take them
Thank
through.
you.
All right. So that's fine.
Ah, Khadija, you to just agree with me. You to say take them through. They would not think it's us
Take
that is
them
saying
through.
that.
Take them through.
All right, that's fine. So let's just do a quick brush through the Google slides so that we can close.
Okay.
So the Google slides is more or less just like PowerPoint. Just that for this one, you'll be working with Google Docs. And as usual, you need to have a Google account. You need to sign in before you can actually use it. So how do we go about that? You can go to your browser, just open up your browser, whether Chrome or Safari or whatever browser you have. Go to slides.google.com and press enter. So this one too welcomes you with a bunch of templates, and then an option to create a blank slide. Okay, you can also see your recent presentations. I've used it for quite a lot of things. So if you don't have recent presentations, you'll not see anything there. I think you should also know that all your presentations are saved in your Google Drive by default. It's saved in Google Drive. Once you are working, everything is saved automatically. So later on, if you want to retrieve it and you are not able to access it here, you can just go to your Google Drive and look for it. You'll find it there. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to create a blank slide. We could also use a, what do we call it? We could also use the template, but let's just create a blank slide so that we can brush through it. So click on blank slide. Welcome. We'll be given options to use templates. We don't want to do that, so this is going to close that. Now, you can see that this is not that different from the PowerPoint because when we open up our new PowerPoint on a blank presentation, we also have the same thing. We have to click for a title. I could just add any title like a vision, maybe, and then drag it up. So this is our basic slide. Like our PowerPoint, we can adjust this, move it up around, move it to the center. Right, there we go. So we can do all that. If I want to add a new slide, I can do Control M. If Control M is not working, just go here, click on what? Plus, then you can add another like slide and just type in whatever you want to type. Now, the Google Docs has a lot of menu compared to the like Office. You can hide some of these things, but if you want, just leave it like that. And let's start here. This one allows you to search. This one allows you to basically create a new slide. This is our undo button. This is our redo button. If I type something I want to undo, we all know what undo is used for, right? You do your Control plus Z or Z to what? To undo it. It's like delete, but this one takes out whatever you have done. It reverses your actions. You can do that by just clicking on this. If you want to bring it back, click on this or Control Y. If you want to print it out, you can just do Control P and this will try to print out the slides. I don't want to do that right now. You can zoom in, you can do your painting. Okay. Zoom in basically gives you the chance to what? Zoom into your slide. Right? I'm returning it back. Alright. So just the basic stuff. Just the basic stuff. We can change our what? Our font. Times New Roman. you can center it. And so you have to be careful when you're using the shortcuts, because right now you see I just try to use Control E to center it. I just try to use Control E to center my text. And what I have here is, when you do that, it interferes with what? Another shortcut in the browser, basically preventing you from. Just a second.